Will please come to order. This is a duly advertised meeting of the Joliet Zoning Board of Appeals. In our capacity, we hear petitions for relief from the strict provisions of our city ordinance. In matters of this type, the decision of the board is final. In respect, it does not go to the mayor or the city council for any further action. If you disagree with our decision, you do have recourse in a court of record. We also hear petitions for variations of land use. In matters of this type, we act as an advisory committee to the mayor and city council, making a recommendation either for or against it. Final decision on land use is made by the mayor and the city council. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Bias.
Aye.
Mr. Noctree.
Here.
Ms. Radakovich.
Here.
Ms. Rohr.
Here.
Mr. Stiff.
Here.
Chairman Hennessy.
Here.
All right. First on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting from June 19th of 2025.
Motion would be in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call the board.
Mr. Bias.
Aye.
Mr. Noctree.
Aye.
Ms. Radakovich.
Aye.
Ms. Rohr.
Aye.
Mr. Stiff.
Aye.
Chairman Hennessy.
Aye.
All right. Next on the agenda is citizens to be heard on agenda items. This section is for anyone wanting to speak regarding agenda items and are allowed a maximum of 4 minutes. It is not a question and answer period. And staff and the Zoning Board of Appeals members do not generally respond to public comments. I will note that everything on the agenda today is a public hearing, so you're welcome to speak when the public hearing agenda item is called, or you can speak now under citizens to be heard on agenda items if you're here to speak on something. Okay, moving on, under old business public hearing, we have no agenda items, which brings us to new business public hearing. And our first petition is petition 2025-24. It's a request is for a variation to reduce the front yard setback to allow a covered front porch. The location of the request is 217 Union Street. The applicant is Lionel Aguilera, who is the owner. Under purpose, the applicant is requesting the following variation to allow construction of a covered front porch on their existing residence at 217 Union Street, which is a variation to reduce the required front yard setback from 30 feet to 16.6 feet. The Zoning Board of Appeals makes the final decision on the variation request. For site-specific information, the subject site is approximately 8,650 square feet and contains a 2-story residence built around 1880. The house has an existing 6-foot by 5-foot covered front porch with a gable roof. The property is in the R2 single-family residential zoning district, which has a required front yard setback of 30 feet. The existing front porch and house have non-conforming front yard setbacks. The porch is set back about 18.7 feet, and the front wall of the house is set back 23.7 feet from the front property line. Section 47-17 in number 22, nonconforming structures of the zoning ordinance, allows pre-existing nonconformities to remain as long as the structures are not enlarged or altered in a way that increases their nonconformity. The property is located in the East Side National Register Historic District. Properties in a National Register Historic District are not required to meet historic preservation standards while being renovated, although staff typically works with property owners on proposed projects to ensure the most appropriate design. For surrounding zoning, land use, and character, the property is located in the East Side neighborhood and surrounded mainly by residential uses. The area is part of the East Side National Register Historic District, which is one of the city's oldest neighborhoods and contains a variety of residential architectural styles from the later half of the 19th century. Most other homes on the 200 block of Union Street have partial or full width front covered or front covered front porches. The property across the street at 222 Union Street received approval of a front yard setback variation in 2017 to construct a full-width covered front porch. The zoning and land use for the properties immediately adjacent to the site are as follows. To the north is R2 single-family residential, and it's a church parking lot. To the south is zoned R3, which is 1 and 2 family residential, and it's a residence. To the east is R2 single-family residential, and it's vacant. And to the west is R3 1 and 2 family residential, and it's also a vacant lot. Under applicable regulations, we have section 47-6.4, which is R2 district yard and lot requirements, and section 47-19.8, findings of facts supporting a variation. Under discussion, the approval of the requested variation would allow the owner to construct a 20-foot wide by 7-foot deep covered front porch on their 2-story residence at 217 Union Street. The new porch would replace an existing smaller porch. The petitioner needs a variation because the new porch would have a setback of 16.6 feet from the property line, and the required front yard setback in the R2 district is 30 feet. According to the petitioner, the existing porch needs to be repaired, and they would like to rebuild it as a larger porch that would be similar to other porches on the block. A rendering of the proposed porch is shown in Figure 1. Examples of existing residences with porches on the block are shown in Figure 3. A plat of survey is included in the staff report packet. Staff finds that the request meets the following criteria for variations. The house has an existing non-conforming setback such that the owners could not build a wider roofed porch without a variation. The existing porch is only large enough to serve as a landing. The construction of a bigger porch will create more useful space and be similar to other homes on the block. The proposed design of the porch, as shown in Figure 1, is in character with the existing home and other homes in the area. And for suggested conditions of approval, staff is recommending none. And that concludes our report.
Petitioner here? Want to come forward, please? Yes, I must swear you in. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present to be the truth under penalty of law? Name and address.
My name is Leonel Aguilera, 217 East Union Street.
Is the lady going to speak?
Yeah, I'm the translator.
Would you want to give us your information, please?
Yeah, I'm Jacqueline Aguilera.
Lower the mic on.
I'm Jacqueline Aguilera. He's my dad. I don't live at the residence anymore. I have my own home, but I'm here to translate for him.
Okay, is there anything you'd like to add to what the staff has said?
Que si quieres agregar algo más de lo que han dicho.
No, stop.
He said that's everything. She pretty much covered it. He does just want to widen and make the house look better. He's been renovating it, so he just wants to make it look nice for him.
Okay, is there any questions by the board?
Do you live there?
He does.
It's his private home?
Yes, it's
How
his.
long have you been there?
¿Cuándo la compraste?
What? 5 years.
Almost 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any further questions? Is there anyone in the audience wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Is there anybody opposed? Chair closes the petition, asks the board for discussion and a motion.
I move we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and an echo to approve the petition. Poll the board.
Mr. Nachtrieb?
Aye.
Ms. Radakovich?
Aye.
Ms. Rohr?
Aye.
Mr. Stiff?
Aye.
Mr. Bias?
Aye.
Chairman Hennessy.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that variance request is approved. Next on the agenda is petition 2025-25. The request is a special use permit to allow the sales, leasing, rental, and maintenance of new and used commercial vehicles, including semi-trailer trucks. The location is 3050 Shanahan Road. The applicant is Ketone Acquisitions LLC, and the status of the applicant is the property owner. Under purpose, the applicant is requesting a special use permit to allow the sales and maintenance of new and used commercial vehicles, including semi-trailer trucks, in the I-2 General Industrial Zoning District at 3050 Shanahan Road. Truck, trailer, and vehicle sales are a special use in the B3 General Business Zoning District. The City of Joliet zoning ordinance allows B3 uses as special uses in the I-2 General Industrial Zoning District when authorized by 2/3 majority vote of the City Council. Per Section 47-14.3, the uses shall be granted only when they will not be adversely affected by their location within industrial districts and when they will not interfere with the orderly and economic development of the remaining portions of the industrial districts. For site-specific information, the subject site is Lot 11 in the Ketone Business Center re-subdivision of Lot 3, which was recorded in 2023. Ketone Business Center is an industrial subdivision located south of Shanahan Road at Hobart Road that was initially approved in 2016. The entire subdivision has I-2 general industrial zoning and mainly contains logistics and transportation uses. The subject site is at the southeast corner of the intersection of Shanahan Road and Hobart Road and is currently undeveloped. The lot is 18.5 acres, but only has around 5 acres of buildable area due to the stormwater easements on the north and south portions of the site. The lot also contains the private access road that serves the Ketone lots east of Hobart Road. The interior road has 2 access points, one on Shanahan Road and one on Hobart Road. It will not be modified with the proposed development. In May 2019, City Council approved a special use permit to allow a truck and travel fueling center at 3100 Shanahan Road, which at the time was Lot 3 in Ketone Business Center Unit 2 subdivision. In June of 2021, City Council approved a special use permit to allow a tire repair and sales center for Cassidy Tire on Lot 3 in addition to the fueling center. Following this approval, in 2022, the property owner subdivided Lot 3 to separate the Cassidy Tire development, which is now Lot 10, from the subject site, which is now Lot 11. The owner has continued to market Lot 11 for a travel and fueling center, but does not believe they will find a suitable user for this type of development. Under surrounding zoning, land use, and character, the property is located within the Ketone Business Center Industrial Park, which is zoned I-2 General Industrial. The east side of the subdivision, where the subject site is located, contains a tire repair and sales facility, a trucking company, and a trailer rental facility. The west side of the subdivision contains distribution centers, a truck equipment rental business, and a ready-mix concrete plant and aggregate yard. The subject site is adjacent to industrial uses within Ketone subdivision on the east and south and is adjacent to the Hobart Road right-of-way on the west. To the north across Shanahan Road are a transportation company zoned I-2 General Industrial and a residential lot within unincorporated Will County zoned County R2 single-family residence. Under applicable regulations, we have Section 47-13.2A, special uses. In the general business district, we have Section 47-14.3, B3 uses within the I-2 district, and Section 47-5.2, criteria for issuance of a special use permit. Under discussion, the petitioner and property owner Ketone Acquisitions LLC is requesting a special use permit to allow the sales of new and used commercial vehicles, including trucks within an existing industrial subdivision. The proposed development would occupy 5.4 acres on Lot 11. The conceptual site plan shows the development would contain a 24,750 square foot office and repair building with 8 dock doors on each side. The surrounding paved parking area would contain employee parking, around 14 trailer spaces, and around 27 tractor spaces. The specific user is unknown at this time, but the petitioner states they have had interest from several groups. The main sales product would be the semi-tractors, but sales could also include semi-trailers, construction equipment, and other commercial vehicles. The on-site repair services would be limited to the fleet-owned trucks and would not be open to the public. Access to the site would be from the existing private driveway along the east side of the subject site. This existing access road would not be changed or expanded as part of this request. No additional access points to Shanahan Road, also known as Route 6, or Hobart Road are requested. There are no additional public improvements required with the development of this lot. Staff is not requiring a traffic impact study for the proposed use. The development would be required to comply with the city's zoning ordinance requirements, including but not limited to the landscaping screening regulations and the non-residential design standards. The existing stormwater areas within the on-site easements will remain and will not be modified. Staff finds that the request meets the following special use criteria. The establishment and operation of the special use will not be detrimental to the public health and safety, nor will it impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of the surrounding property. The proposed use will be similar to the existing transportation-related uses within the subdivision. Adequate utilities, access roads, and drainage are provided within the subdivision. The site has ingress and egress via the existing private access road. Under suggested conditions, if the zoning board desires to approve the special use permit to allow the sales, leasing, rental, and maintenance of new and used commercial vehicles, including semi-trailer trucks, located at 3050 Shanahan Road, the following conditions would be included. 1, that a landscape plan that meets the city ordinance shall be submitted as part of the building permit plan set. 2, that the development shall comply with the city's non-residential design standards. And 3, should the property be declared a public nuisance, it may be subject to a rehearing and possible revocation of the special use permit. And that concludes staff's report.
Petitioner here? Do you swear the evidence you're about to present to be the truth under penalty of law?
I do.
Name and address.
Kyle Schumacher, president of Ketone Partners, 44 South Vale, Arlington Heights, Illinois. We purchased the property, 262 acres in 2016, and subdivided and have since developed the property. This is the last remaining lot. When we donated approximately 20 acres to the city of Joliet for the Hobart Road extension, we assumed the subject property would be a good fueling center, travel plaza. We've been marketing that for about 5.5 years and have not found a national flag or a larger operator to purchase or lease that facility, mainly because most of them already have locations in the area, and they assumed this would be cannibalize some of their existing locations. So we're currently in discussions with 2 users that would fit the special use permit that we're requesting.
Okay. Questions by the board?
Is this lot on the southwest corner of the,
Southeast corner, southeast quadrant of Route 6 and
Southeast.
Hobart Road. Adjacent to Cassidy Tire. We own the Cassidy Tire facility also.
oh, you do?
And we think this would be complementary to their use.
Okay.
Any other questions by the board? Anyone in the audience wish to speak in favor? Is there anyone opposed? Chair closes petition and asks the board for discussion and a motion.
Motion to accept. Second.
We have a motion and second to approve the petition. Poll the board, please.
Ms. Radakovich? Ms. Rohr?
Aye.
Mr. Stiff?
Aye.
Mr. Bias?
Aye.
Mr. Nachtrieb?
Aye.
Chairman Hennessy.
Aye. Thank you.
Okay, this will move onwards to the city council with a recommendation for approval. This will likely be at the second meeting in August on their agenda. All right. Next on the agenda is petition 2025-26. The request is a variation of use to allow the continuation of a 2-unit residence and R3 1 and 2 family residential use in the R2 single-family residential zoning district. The location of this request is 361 Wilcox Street. The applicant is Greg Verche and Jody Wartenberg. Under purpose, the applicant is requesting a variation of use to allow the continuation of a two-unit residence, which is an R3, 1 and 2 family residential use in an R2 single-family residential zoning district located at 361 Wilcox Street. The requested variation of use petition will require City Council approval with a recommendation from the Zoning Board of Appeals. For site-specific information, the subject property is approximately 6,400 square feet in size and contains a two-story, 3,600 square foot building with a 385 square foot detached garage. The two-story brick building was built prior to 1925, with the first level functioning as a neighborhood store and the second level as a dwelling unit. The building then operated with between 2 to 3 dwelling units throughout much of its history. The ground floor of the building has had varied uses such as a school supply store, general store, and efficiency apartment throughout its history. The building has 2 separate entrances to an apartment unit on each floor. Both units have an enclosed porch to the rear of the building that leads to a shared patio in the backyard. Floor plans of the subject structure have been included in the staff report packet that show the interior layout for the current 2-unit use. The subject property was downzoned to its current zoning designation of R2 single-family residential zoning in 1975, along with numerous other properties in this area of the city. A variation of use to allow 2 dwelling units was applied for but ultimately withdrawn in 1986. According to city directories, 1 household lived here from 1995 to 2015. Presumably the other unit was vacant. City directory records show that 2 households have resided here since 2016. The Zoning Board of Appeals granted variations to reduce the lot area per family from 7,000 to 3,200 square feet and to reduce the required amount of off-street parking from 3 spaces to 2 spaces in 1985. The requested variation of use petition to allow the continued use of 2 dwelling units on the subject property is needed to allow the property to operate in a legal conforming manner. Under surrounding zoning, land use, and character, the property is located at the southwest corner of Wilcox Street and Glenwood Avenue. The surrounding neighborhood is largely comprised of single-family homes. However, some 2 units in multifamily dwelling buildings with 3 or more units can be found in the vicinity, including across the street at the intersection of Glenwood and Wilcox and at the intersection of Glenwood Avenue and Rayner Avenue. The zoning and land use for the adjacent properties are as followed. To the north is R2 single-family residential and it's Farragut Elementary School. To the south is R2 single-family residential and it's a single-family residence. To the east is R2 single-family residential, single-family residence. And to the west is R2 single-family residential and it's a single-family residence. Applicable regulations, we have section 47-17.28, variation of use. We have section 47-19.8, criteria for granting a variation, and section 47-6, which is the R2 single-family residential zoning district. Under discussion, the petitioner wishes to continue the existing 2-unit dwelling use at the subject property. The property was purchased in 1986 with the understanding that the correct zoning to allow 2 dwelling units was already in place at the time the property was purchased. The variations to approve a reduction in lot area per family and to reduce the required amount of off-street parking to 2 parking spaces have previously been approved. And since the subject property was built to have 2 uses, visually appears as a 2-unit, and has a history of operating with 2 units, staff does not believe the requested variation of use will alter the essential character of the neighborhood. For conditions, if the zoning board desires to approve this variation of use to allow the continuation of a 2-unit residence, an R3 1 and 2 family residential use, and an R2 single-family residential zoning district located here at 361 Wilcox Street, staff recommends the following conditions be included. 1, that the property shall comply with the city's rental inspection program, and 2, should the property be declared a public nuisance by the city council, The variation of use shall be subject to a rehearing and possible revocation of the variation of use. And that concludes staff's report.
Petitioner here? Do you swear the evidence you're about to present to be the truth under penalty of law?
I do.
Name and address.
Jody Wartenberg, 361 Wilcox Street.
Anything you'd like to say?
No.
Well, I don't know. I remember when I was in grade school. we used to
You
hang
went to the
around.
Roth
There was a
Candy
grocery
Store.
and
Yeah,
I think the Pony Express stopped there at the time.
I know.
It was that long ago. It has been off and on a combination of two residences or commercial property. And how long have you been there as a two-unit residential without the change?
Well, we've owned the building, my husband and I, for 38 years.
Okay.
Long time.
You bought it subject to it being allowed to be a two-unit, I believe.
My husband,
Residential. Okay, that's my only comment. Any other comments?
Do you plan on living there? Do you presently?
we live there,
And you will
yes.
continue to live there?
Until we sell it, yeah.
That's it? Anybody in the audience wishing to speak in favor? Come on up. Do you swear the evidence you're about to present to be the truth under penalty of law?
I do.
Name and address.
Barry McHugh, representing the Cathedral area, protect Kappa right now. The house is, what they're doing to that structure, turning it into two units, it's just maintaining the historical basis of that house. A funny thing is, my wife's been walking by that house when we go by it. She knew it was a store at some point, so that house is just being taken back to its historic roots. And it seems we have no problem and would recommend that you approve it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Chair closes petition. Ask the board for discussion and a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the petition. Pull the board.
Ms. Rohr?
Aye.
Mr. Stiff?
Aye.
Mr. Bias?
Aye.
Mr. Nachtrieb?
Aye.
Ms. Radakovich? Chairman Hennessy.
Aye.
Okay. This variation of use request will move on to City Council with a recommendation of approval, and it will be scheduled for the second meeting in August. All right. Next on the agenda is old or new business not for final action or recommendation. There is no agenda items for that, and that brings us to public comment. This section's for anyone who wants to speak regarding non-agenda items, and you are allowed a maximum of 4 minutes. It is not a question and answer period, and staff and the Zoning Board of Appeals members do not generally respond to public comments. Is there anyone here who would like to address the Zoning Board of Appeals at this time? All right, and that brings us to adjournment.
Motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. Pull the board.
Mr. Stiff?
Aye.
Mr. Bias?
Aye.
Mr. Nachtrieb?
Aye.
Ms. Radakovich? Ms. Rohr?
Aye.